Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I'm going to wait just a moment, see if some people want to jump on. I hope everyone saw my video this morning about manifesting and to keep an eye today on your thoughts. It's going to be really important for today, which is a big manifesting day. 8/8, right? And don't forget, when you're manifesting, you call in what you actually get what you believe is possible for yourself, not what you just think you want, which is a big deal for today. So spend some time getting clear on what you really want. Oh, good, we have an in-person joining in. Hello. Hey, Mama. Oh, Michelle's here. Okay, I'm so glad you're here. We'll get started. Good to see you, sweet potato. Okay, so I've been talking a lot this month. Hey, Carla, I've been talking a lot this month, or actually all through the month of July, about doing business from the heart, right? You made it. And so what does that mean? Why do we care? Why does that help our business? Why are you just talking out of your mouth, Misty? So I figured it was important to talk about why it's important and how it actually affects your business in a really powerful way. Okay? So here's my belief about what it means, because, this is my take at it over a period of time. So what it means, right? What does it actually mean? Number one thing that working from the heart means is that you work more from here than you do from here. It's a little weird, right? We go here for our first decision-making process every day. We spend time filling this up every day. We work to listen to this space every day. And we use this space, this powerful brain we have up here, as a tool instead of our guiding influence. Okay? And what does that do for you, right? If you change your way of doing business to one that starts right here in your heart, how does that change your business? Okay, so we're going to talk about it. Okay, it means, number one, that you are working from an internal drive, an internal passion to do this work. I talk to so many entrepreneurs, right? And I would say about a third of them want the coach to fix their business and do that for them, right? It's, what do you think is next for me? I mean, I'm always here to provide assistance, right? But what do you think is next for me? It's constantly about what I think is best for their business, right? And that is certainly one way to go about it. But if you are working from your heart space, right? Instead of creating the business that I think you should have, or any coach out there thinks you should have, you are working to create, hey, good morning, sweetie pie. You're working to create what wants to come out of your heart, what wants to come from the ether of the universe and can only come through you specifically, because you're the only person that can hear that specific message. You're the only person that can deliver it. It's this thing that needs to come through you. No coach in the world can give you internal drive. It's not possible. It just isn't. We can keep you going when you sort of dip, right? That's definitely part of our job. But no coach can we can help you craft what is trying to come out of you, right? We can help you take this thing that is a business and help you create it. But we can't give you this, right? This drive, this internal need to do your work that no one else is doing in the world, because no one can do it but you, right? We can't give you that. We can help you shape it. We can keep it going if it feels like it wants to stop, but we can't put it there. That comes out of you guys. Okay? That is number one. If you are working from your heart space, you are working on creating the thing that needs to come out of you into the world. You are driven to do it. There is a bigger reason, a bigger why. And that why comes out of you. That why cannot come out of any other human besides you. Number one, the biggest one, the most powerful one, in fact. Number two, you've taken time along the way. Like if you are working from your heart, right? Instead of like this brain that like, I need to do these 6 things because that's what you do in an online business or whatever it is you are creating, right? Instead of working from this space, you're working down here. You gotta take time to get clear on what wants to come out of you. That means you gotta sit with yourself. And that is work that feels like it isn't work, right? Those are sort of the things like that don't feel real action-y, right? I'm not actually typing on something. I'm not actually writing out something. You've got to take time to get clear on what wants to come out of you. Again, coaches can help you do that. We can help. But you also have to touch base with that space, right? That's your responsibility as the entrepreneur. It's your responsibility as the owner of this thing that wants to come out of you, that can only come out of you, is that you have to touch base with it. What is it? There's wisdom in there of that thing that wants to come out of you. Your heart has wisdom in it that your brain doesn't have. So you got to ask. You got to get in touch with it. That's fun. There's a lot of trust involved in that, right? That you trust that this thing that wants to come out of you, this idea, this new way, this thing that you have created, you got to trust that that thing will itself help you deliver it into the world. And ideas, they have consciousness, right? It's not just our responsibility. The universe does in fact help us create. Okay, which leads me to number 4. Damn, I'm so good. Okay, so number 4, right? Or sorry, I guess it's number 3. That you understand what the process of creation, when you're working from your heart, you get really clear on what the process of creation really looks like, right? It's not just taking action. Action! It's not just that. And it's not sitting on a pillow, woo-wooing, and shmishmooing and dreaming into space. It's not just that either. It's a perfect blend of the two. But you have to do it from your heart space, not from this old brain. So the true process of creation is getting really clear, touching base with this space that wants to come from you. You don't need to woo-woo, Jenny, I promise. It's not about that. Promise. You don't need to woo. You just need to ask what wants to come out. And then think about it a lot. Right? Create. I say when you're in the process of creating, we create the container. And that actually, creating the container, is about as woo-woo as you have to get. Yay! Anybody can do it. Boo boo. So if you are creating the container, right? This is the work you do before you actually do anything, before you hit the send on any button, before you, anything. Before you take any action, create the container. What does that mean? So if you're in the true process of creation and you're working from your heart space, which is what we're talking about today, then creating the container is touching base with the energy that's trying to come through your heart and getting clear on what it looks like. What does it look like before you ever take any action? And I'm talking specifically, what does it look like? If it's a program that wants to come out of you, right? Because you have some amazing idea to help people. Let's just say it's a program, right? What does it look like? How specific is it? It's the more specific you get in the the imagining of it, I'm gonna spit this out. The imagining of it, the clearer you get in the imagination process. That's creating the container. So have fun with this part, right? This is the dreaming it up part. Absolutely. This is the dreaming it up part, right? What does it look like when it's ready to go and live? What is it? Who is it helping? How is it helping them? What does it feel like every day when you're in it? What does it look like every day when you're in it? I mean, get specific, guys. Usually when I talk to people and they're creating something, I get something like, I want to create a program for people, and I think this is what we're going to do in it, and it's going to be 6 weeks, and I'm going to charge this much. That ain't creating the program. Create a container. Outline it. Create the welcome emails. If there's a group, create it. If you're going to put it in a Facebook group or wherever you're going to house it, create that thing. What does that look like? How can you make yours different, better, and cooler, right? Imagine, imagine, imagine. Half of the creation process of working from your heart. The other half of the creation process and working from your heart is taking action, yes, but inspired action. Not just, oh, I got to create this thing, I got to take some action. No, don't do that. If you're creating from your heart, you get in touch with this is like as woo-woo as it's going to get, Jenny, right? I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to get in touch with the energy that is trying to come through you, right? So for instance, if you're creating a program and you've started imagining it, start imagining it. Get in touch with the energy of it. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it look like to be in it every day? Woo! And when you're in that space, when you can see the container, when you're working with the clients, then ask what wants to come through you. That's how you do it. If you're taking action, you're like, oh, I gotta take some action and I gotta hurry because there's things that need done. If you're feeling reactionary in any way like that, stop. Means you're working from here and not from here. If you're feeling reactionary, get back in touch with your heart space. Ask what needs to be done from an inspired place, not from a reactionary place. So much more powerful, guys. And chances are, it's way less flippant action. I mean, way less action. It just is, and it's way more powerful action. I'm going to tell you, for this launch I've been working on, you guys, like, this thing's filling up, and I haven't had to take as much action as I really thought I would, because it's always been inspired and not reactionary, and there's a big difference. Okay, so that's understanding the real process of creation, okay? And that's working from your heart, guys. So much more powerful. Okay, now when you need to, next step, okay? This is a daily step because you're working from your heart space, this more powerful space. You got to get in connection with it every day. I don't care if it's 5 seconds. I don't care if it's 5 minutes. I don't care if it's well, if you're doing it for 5 hours, kudos, high five. That's just bloody brilliant. But you've got to spend time, guys, getting in touch with what's trying to come out of your heart. You've got to get in touch with that wisdom every day. And when you do, you open up the channel between your brain and your heart, like every time, which is a powerful combination, guys. That's really, when we're talking about creation, that's it. It's like yin and yang, brain and heart, and brain and heart. It's really powerful. Taking action, getting in touch with your heart. Okay, so spend time getting in connection with yourself every day. This could be writing. This could be meditation. If it's not meditation, I don't care. Take a walk. Get out in nature. Okay? You've got to, if you're going to work from your heart space, which is so wise and brilliant, you've got to get in connection with it every day. I do it first thing in the morning. They're so much more apt to listen to each other in the morning. I find anyway. By the way, if you guys have any questions along the way, anyone who's watching, please feel free to type in. I'm very happy to answer. I guess I'm probably not talking about anything that's like insane, but. Okay, number 5, I guess, is that you are able to bring help into your business in a healthy way. What is healthy? Okay. Healthy is that, one, you're not putting the weight of your business on anyone else in your helping, in the assistance you're bringing in, right? It's your business and you are bringing in help. It is not taking your business and putting it on someone else. Very powerful way to work from your heart is to be really clear if you're bringing in help, what it is you need help with, why, what you're going to have them do, all of that stuff. If it's, I don't care if it's a coach, to a VA, to a new website, to a photographer, to a whatever, right? You're standing in the power of your business and you bring in help. Such a more powerful way to do it, guys. I can't even tell you. And if you're struggling with the alignment or what's going on inside, and you're even struggling with standing in the power of your business, that is something a coach, I mean, heck, call me. That's like something a coach can definitely help you with, right? But again, you're bringing in the assistance, knowing that someone's helping you do this. It's not you're laying your business at their feet and saying, help me. It's your business. Because you can do this, even when you feel like you can't, okay? Just because you're working from your heart doesn't mean you don't become afraid, okay? But what it does mean is that when you are afraid, well, I'll talk about it in a minute, but it makes you so much more resilient. Okay, so you know how to be proactive about the help you need and bring, and hey guys, tons of people are joining and I love you guys. So you know how to bring in the help that you need and you know how to do it in a healthy way. You're not relying on someone else to fix it, right? You bring them in as a partner for a while and you work together and then they leave and go on about their way. You're not like putting your business on anyone. Again, if you're having trouble standing in your own power in your business, there are coaches who can help you realign that back up. Okay, number 6, I guess if they are numbered, is you have a love team. And this is one of my favorites. This is just a group of people who you know you can go to for anything in your business, like accountability buddies, or just like, oh my God, I'm stressing out, help me, or whatever. Okay? A group of people, maybe you bring them together consciously, maybe you can just go to them piecemeal, maybe it's a mastermind, maybe it's not. Doesn't have to be paid, can be free. But you have a group of people that you can turn to with whatever is going on for you. Be it celebration or like, whichever one that is. And they will be there for you no matter what. Now, I highly recommend that on your love team, you have other entrepreneurs, right? Because sometimes people who aren't entrepreneurs don't understand. And they're like, why are you going through all these struggles? So having a group of people that you can turn to and feel safe with is a very powerful, and you can connect to from the heart no matter what is going on for you, is a very powerful thing to have for your business. Because this is also the group of people that lifts you back up when you are feeling like boo-boo ka-choo. Also the same group of people, hopefully, that inspires you. Because they're all doing their own awesome thing too. Okay. Similar to having a deep connection with yourself, which is what I said before. And I do mean deep. You gotta love yourself first, guys. I mean, really. When we're doing this work from our hearts, giving it our all every day, laying it on the line, We cannot rely on other people to fill us back up. That is also a part of your job and part of this work. Even going to our spouses, that's even tough on our spouse. It's really not their job, right? That is the ultimate and personal responsibility. To be able to fill yourself back up, guys. The ultimate. I'm even just now understanding this on the deepest of levels for myself, okay? But gotta spend time. I've said this before in other talks. If we are professional, even at coaches, consultants, healers, I don't care what. If you are a service provider, I don't care if you do photographer, website developer, I don't care. But if you are giving all of your personal self every day to other people, part of your job is filling this thing back up and knowing how to do it. If you need to go be in nature, if you're feeling wiped out and exhausted and like overwhelmed or whatever, go put your feet in the grass. Go take a nap. Shoot, for those of you working from home, you know you have time to take like 10-minute naps sometimes. But we gotta fill this back up. It's our job, guys. And if you are working from the heart, you gotta take responsibility for all that's in here. Because it's the most loving thing to do. And if you're giving of yourself all the time, and especially if you have family, then you're even giving even more of yourself all of the time. If you don't fill yourself back up, it creates all kinds of havoc. Burnout, exhaustion, irritated, resenting people, all kinds of issues. You gotta fill this back up. If you are, first of all, if anyone in here is feeling super stressed out, just hit me up and let me know. That's just ridiculous. No, there's no reason for it, okay? Even if you're about to launch something, you guys, I'm in the middle of launching a huge thing right now. And I am doing it in a very balanced and loving way. And that's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. It is absolutely within our control. Gotta fill this back up. And part of that is paying attention to when it's depleted. You know when you're feeling burnout and you're starting to push. You know when you're like, oh, I just can't sit in front of this computer for 5 more minutes. You know what that feels like. You know when you're tired and you're like chugging at the espresso. That's what I do. I'm an espresso girl. I'm like, I can fix it all with espresso. There's a Starbucks right down the street, and I'm telling you. But if I do that too much, it causes problems. I'm exhausted. I don't sleep right. So I haven't had much espresso since actually I started this launch because I'm trying to do it in a different way. And it's way nicer. Okay. I said this already, but if, it's just kind of like also when you're getting clear on being when things are starting to not feel right, like I'm starting to push, I'm exhausted, I'm starting to burn out, I'm a little overwhelmed, all of that, same thing here. When you're working from your heart, it's really important that you feel in alignment with what you're doing. And that you pay attention to your internal barometer when it's not. When it's starting to feel a little out of whack. That's part of our job too, guys. There's only you in your business. And we need you. What you're sending out into the world, the work you're doing, we really need you. And so if there's something going on with you, you've got to be really aware. It's part of our job. And you totally can. Really, guys, it's about taking breaks. I saw April Adams is a spiritual worker. She's a light worker of light workers, I guess. And I follow her. I just love the stuff that she's talking about. And she was talking today about, I forget. Oh, this is a terrible story now. I'm messing up my story. But she was talking today about what happens when you get out of alignment and how it's our job to get it back in place. And I was like, yes, I have to send that message forward. Okay. It is also part of this whole thing to get clear on what your specific gifts are. I even thought I knew what this was, but this is a lot bigger than we usually think. So Stacy, I'm not sure if she's still on here or not, but she was on here earlier. She asked me when I very first started working with her, and I'm going to pass this exercise on to you guys, right? Is that to write down every class you've taken, every workshop, all your expertise, your gifts, your everything that you know about and is you, to write it all down on one page until you can like literally see it all. And it is a really powerful way to see in front of you what your gifts are. And getting in touch with those and using those in your business frequently and often. Okay, so that is kind of what it means. That's sort of the rundown of what it means to work from your heart, to run your business from this heart space, right? To take direction from here, your heart, instead of here, your brain. There's a lot more wisdom down here. So what does it mean if you do all those things I'm talking about? What does that mean for your business, right? How does it actually make us more money, right? It's so great if we're talking like, you know, spiritual stuff, but it is a business. So it is about doing this work from your heart to actually affect your ideal clients and your world. It's not just about your clients, and it's not just about you. Like I said on the post, it's like a win-win situation. So how do we do that? Well, if you are in touch with what's going on here instead of here, it means that you're excited about your ideal clients, and they're a group of people that you cannot not do work for. Like you cannot wait to get out of bed every day. That's a little exaggerational, but you are excited to work for this group of people. It's not like, I mean, you can have 3 or 4 ideal clients if that's what you want, right? But it's not because you're unclear. It's because you know exactly what you want to create for these people. And it's because these are people who like geek you out. Why do I work with entrepreneurs? Because entrepreneurs geek me out. Like totally creative, totally exciting people doing amazing things trying to change the world. Like what is not exciting about that? Like I love it. So when you are working from the heart, it is much more clear about who you need to work with and who you are called to work with. And when that happens, everything else starts to fall in place behind it. Because your offerings then become like just a reflection of how excited you are to work with this group of people. You know what their problems are because you can't wait to work with them. So you really know how to help them. When you are working from your heart, it means you're working from a place of flow, which makes the whole thing so much easier, you guys. Instead of like, instead of like, why aren't my actions working? It's like, oh, this is so much nicer. I get it. Like I said before, if you're working from your heart space and you're feeling really called to doing the work that you're doing, it actually helps you be way more resilient. Guys, like way more resilient. I mean, things are gonna be tough, right? Especially in the beginning. You're gonna make mistakes. You won't have as many people at your webinar as you hoped. You know, these things that happen when you're first getting started. Those things are gonna happen. They happened to me. I mean, like, they still happen. And when you are called, when you are like working from this heart space, this really powerful heart space, yeah, things aren't always going to happen the way you want, but that's okay. You just move on to the next thing. Why? Because you need to help the group of people you're helping. I can't not work with entrepreneurs, and I can't not work for myself. That's just my calling. I know it. Makes getting through the tough times, guys, so much easier. And we all know entrepreneurs gonna have tough times. It's just gonna happen. So having this, and not only is it make you more resilient, but if you're working from your heart space, there is so much trust involved, guys. Like, you can really relax a little bit, because what is coming through that heart space of yours is coming from the universe. It is a thing that needs to be seen. And when times get tough, you can trust that. Thank goodness. It makes it so much easier. I'm telling you what, when you have a mission, when you're working from a calling, this heart space that drives you to do the work that you do, people are magnetized to it. And not like any mysterious magical thing. It's because people want to know when people are geeked out about something. Like, it's magnetic. So when you have a clear, driven passion to do what you're doing, and you're talking about your passion with passion, people are like, ooh, what is she doing? That's cool. It's magnetic. You've seen it before. Other coaches, you've seen people doing their thing. You're like, what is she doing? She seems so cool. Or he, Tony Robbins. I mean, come on, you guys. Tony Robbins is like the king of working from drive and passion. He's like the biggest example I have for this entire thing. He like makes the example for me, right? He's got so much drive and passion. Hey, mama. He has got so much drive and passion that he like magnetizes people to him through like, they did a whole documentary about it, which I'm sure you've seen. It's incredible. People are drawn to that. It's magnetic. So when you get in touch with that in yourself, it makes your work magnetic too. And finally, the most exciting thing for me personally is that when I'm working from my heart space, the fear, guys, yeah, it's there, right? We have to step out and still like be and do things we aren't used to doing. But when you dip down into your heart space to find out what needs to happen next, so much less fear. It's not coming from a competitive, am I good enough space. It's coming from a, this is what needs to happen space. And it's very simple. So much more powerful because there's so much less fear. And for entrepreneurs, I mean, can't we just really appreciate not being in fear all the time? Especially if we're doing all this new stuff. So guys, seriously, if you're working from a place of flow, if you're working for ideal clients you can't not wait to work with every day. And when these like people that we know, other coaches you've seen, when they're all geeked about their stuff, it's because they're so excited about their ideal clients and the work they do with them. That's what people get attracted to. And that's working from your heart, guys. Makes the entire rest of your business so much easier. Okay, so I also said we're going to talk about ways to actually get in touch with that space, like how to actually do it, okay? So steps in the right direction, right? Like I said before, this could be a minute. If you want to start with 1 minute, guys, I don't really care. Just do it. Put your hand on your heart every morning before you start working. Touch your heart. Feel the space there. Feel your energy in your heart. And say what needs to be done today. And listen. Now, your heart voice, the voice of your heart, is a quieter voice. It's not the loud voice. The loud voice is up here. Should you be doing this? Is it good enough? Can you do it? Will it work? Beep, 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 all the stuff, right? That's this voice, the brain you have. It's a beautiful brain. We really need it, just not at the moment in the morning. So dip into your heart space, ask what wants to come through you. What is asking to be made known to you next? It's a quiet voice. You have to listen. But a far powerful one. And ask what needs to be done that day. Like I'm telling you guys, those simple things are like how I'm getting through this launch, which is kind of crazy. That is how you can get in connection with what your ideal clients need from you, what next steps are in your business. I mean, first of all, if you don't know what your ideal clients need from you, go ask them. That's it. That's the answer to that question. But if you aren't sure what needs to happen next in your business, if you aren't sure how to move forward, if you aren't sure whether or not you're in alignment, if you don't know what tasks need to be done that day, if your list of tasks is like 5 miles long and you don't know what needs done first, put your hand on your heart and ask it. Your heart is connected to divine timing, okay? Not the time we know that's on this silly phone you're on. Not that timing, but divine timing. So it knows. There's wisdom there. There's consciousness. So ask. This is a powerful, powerful way to work through your business without feeling gross about it. This is how you get rid of all the salesiness and all the stuff. Really powerful, guys. Doesn't look like anyone had any questions. We only got 1%. Okay, so that is working from the heart. And why it's so powerful. Because you know what, guys? If you think about it, all of those things, they're all inside you. They're not out here. All of those things of working from the heart, the power of it, that's in you. Don't think you don't know how to access it. I feel like there's someone going, yeah, but I know how to do it. Yeah, you do. Put your hand on your heart and ask your heart, not your head. You don't need to know how. It's already built within inside of you too. You're built to be able to connect to your heart. Okay. So anyone who is interested in diving in and working from the heart in a bigger way, we have a program starting tomorrow called From the Heart, where we do all of the stuff I'm talking about here, guys. But we apply the stuff I'm talking about to your business in a really action-oriented way. It's not about being salesy or any of that. It's about getting a connection with your heart and taking action. And we're going to be doing all of that for 2 months straight. I made it really, really affordable. It's less than $250 a month if you want to pay up front. And if you don't, it's like $300 a month. So even then, it's still really affordable. And it's 2 months long, guys. And we're going to be doing exactly all the stuff I was talking here today and applying it to your business so that you can make money. We're bringing it together in a really loving environment. You know why? Because I wasn't terrified in the beginning of my business about the sales process and attracting people and who it was and all the stuff, right? I did not know how to create a client. I did not know how to attract people into my business. So we're going to take all of this stuff and put it together. And there's tons of support. You get lots of one-on-one time with me, and you get lots of group time. And it's all in a secret space. Like nobody will know we're there. Yay! If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. Please. But I hope that you got a chance to, or learned some things about being in your heart space and going there first to run your business instead of this thing right here. Start here every day and then work up when you need to. Tap into that brain when you need it. All right, guys, I love you so much. I'm working from my heart to yours every day. Mwah. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the flip side. Oh, by the way, we're getting started tomorrow on From the Heart. So I hope you join in. There is tons of good stuff coming up in the next 2 months. All right, guys. Mwah. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.